Hi folks, and welcome to the first round of this Pauper League. We're playing an interesting brew here. Bant, Tron. This is the first competitive match I've played with the deck. So we could lead on the map here, but I'd rather fix my colors this turn and then... I'm not positive about that play. I think we want to fix our colors here. So he's some kind of Koldotha deck, possibly Jeskai or Mardu. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, this deck was put together pretty recently. As in, I've only played a couple matches in tournament practice with this. It's based off of some theory, some metagaming theory. So we're going to see how it turns out in practice. I'm going to go ahead and just play the map here. We can't Sunlance that guy. Sunlance actually particularly weak here. So I'm not sure what we're doing next turn, but we're obviously looking to assemble Tron. So I think we'll go ahead and play Urza's Tower. And his offensive here might be a little much for us. There's of course Skyfisher. So likely bouncing a land. And we could be in some deep water here. We actually have another map which is pretty good because it lines up with us in terms of mana efficiency. So I might be getting a Fengraph or a Shimmering Grotto with that other map, but for now I definitely want to assemble Tron. Okay, he's evoking a Muldrifter, so I guess that's just dying. He is putting the beats down on us. Going to 15, and then we're getting a power plant, and then we have to kind of decide what to do from there. So here's the power plant. We untap. We draw the Shimmering Grotto. So we definitely want to just assemble Tron. I don't think we want to play Ulamog's Crusher out and just get it journeyed. I'd rather be a lot more mana efficient. So I'm going to go ahead and cast this, see what we draw. It's possible we find another card draw spell like a Prophetic Prism. Or we can just map. So that's 7 cards and not really anything else to do, so let's just pass. I think I am going to get a Haunted Fengraph since we have the Shimmering Grotto. Or, you know what we can do? He's just going to journey this. Maybe I'll just play the Grotto and play Fangren Marauder, and that gets me 5 life immediately. And if he doesn't have a journey, there's going to be some greater problems for him. So, yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pop this map here. We're going to 11, but then back up to 16 ostensibly. I guess... Okay, so the only thing is, are we playing a cat and mouse game in terms of the Marauder? So if I just try and pop the map, oh, you know what? It's going to trigger no matter what happens. So I think I just play it. Again, there is a bit of a cat and mouse game here if he has triple burn spell. But so if he just untaps and gets me down to 9, there's a bit of a problem potentially. But I think we are going to be a little bit greedy and wait and try and get the next Fangren Marauder onto the table. This kind of forces him to do something. So he may just attack in the air. Okay, so I am going to block. Looks like he's willing to bolt my guy. Okay, so we'll do this. Even though I have another one coming, I'd rather hold off on it. That kind of shows me he doesn't have a journey. We also have Haunted Fengraph we have access to, or do I want to get something else? If I get a tower... Sorry, my screen's a little blotted out. I need to close the blinds here. There we go. If I get another tower, I can actually go... Well, it doesn't do a ton for me. I think I'm just going to get the Fengraph. I'm not really sure, but I need to make a choice because we're taking way too much time on our own clock. So this seems reasonable. We're at 14. He has only one guy. And now he's evoking again. So like I said, it didn't look like he had... I think I'm just going to play Mole Drifter first. And then probably play Fengraph and leave it up. There's a Preordain. So I actually could cast that. That seems okay, because then if I find a journey, I can actually use it by playing a Plains. Chromatic Star. I think we actually want that so we can get another Fangren Marauder down and make great use of it. So we'll cast it, and I think I'll just play the Tranquil Cove. Not the best use of resources, but you know, you could argue what lands to play. I think that some of that sequencing is the most complicated we're going to be facing here. We basically get an immediate 5 life if we get to untap, and we're going to get to untap. Even though he has a Coldotha Rebirth, we might actually have to just up the ante here. Play Mole Drifter and play Ulamog's Crusher. And he didn't attack. That's actually pretty good for us. So if I play this... Actually, I can't also play Mole Drifter, can I? Yeah, I can. So let's play the Mole Drifter first. Yeah, we need to up the ante here. Now, it's possible that Marauder's a better play. Capsize is also very good, but I think we actually could sabotage him by capsizing that journey, but I think we want to go Crusher. Kind of force the action a little bit. Make him make a bad choice here, because that Crusher's coming in and he's gonna have to do something. So maybe he did have a journey. We do have a Capsize, which is probably gonna bust the game wide open. We can capsize any journey to nowhere on his end step during his attack phase. I mean, here he can prompt a double block. Okay, this is a Glint Hawk. Okay, so we're actually fine. We're gonna get to cast a Fangren Marauder. What did he just do? Oh, he played a land against some life. So yeah, definitely double blocking. We get to cast a Fangren Marauder and capsize one of the journeys to basically sabotage him. So let's just go ahead and do that. I don't need to preordain this turn. And we'll just figure out what we want to capsize once he makes his play. I will crack the Chromatic Star. There's a Glint Hawk, okay. Yeah, we're going to need to pick up the pace a little bit, which may cause me to misplay. Yeah. But odds are on his end step, I'm probably just going to bounce the journey for the Crusher. Kind of doesn't matter. Alright, he's coming all the way in, so yeah, well, to really sell this, we either need to bounce the one for the Mole Drifter to get some cards. Yeah, let's do that. So let's crack this. Gain 5. Because he's going to reacquire the journey, so we want to at least get some value out of it. And we're going to do that by bouncing this journey. Now, he might end up journeying the Marauder, but I think that'll be okay because, again, we have capsize now, so get to draw 2. Okay, he just concedes there. Just off of that, let's see what we would have drawn. Bunch of good stuff. So, yeah, that is actually a weight lifted off of our shoulders because that's going to save us some time here. He's obviously called out the Jeskai. We see kind of what he's working with, so let's go ahead and look at what we want to do. So what we want to do is control the board completely. He's got some value plays like Kuldotha Rebirth that really fills up the board. A lot of 2-for-1s. His Glinthawks and Core Skyfishers draw him extra cards. So having a card like Serrated Arrows is going to be great. It both manages the board and allows us to stay at parity in terms of value. So things like 2-for-1s are not as devastating. I think Sunlance is a huge liability here. You saw it was a dead card in our hand the whole time. So a card like Oblivion Ring is going to be a lot better. Can also kill his journeys. I like the idea of either Hydroblast and or Cop Red. Cop Red basically locks him out of being able to burn us. But I think Hydroblast overall is a little more valuable. It's going to stop his Pyroblasts and his Kuldotha Rebirths from ever resolving. Now the question is, do we want to play 2 of those and a second Deep Analysis, or just one? Sorry, 2 of those or 1 of those and a second Deep Analysis. This is also an option if he's bringing in Stone Rain type effects. 1 second. Sorry, a bit of a running nose there. So we have 1 minute and 20 seconds to decide. Is there anything else we would want to cut? Probably not. The way he's likely beating us is with just an unresolvable board state. So there's also Aerial Volley, which I didn't even consider. This can take out a Core Skyfisher or a Glinthawk. It's not going to get us that 2-for-1 potential, but I would be willing to maybe split Hydroblast and Volley here. Though I think we have enough to deal with his Flying Force. So I think we're going to try this and see how it goes. Hydroblast also much easier to cast. And we have a 1-lander on the draw, which I kind of want to keep. The Chromatic Star gets us to see another card. I'm a little hesitant because we have an 8-drop in hand. It might just be better to mulligan this. It's very borderline. We can make 3 plays, but I'm going to mulligan because I also want to be able to scry. And this hand's a lot better, so I'm definitely keeping this. And we'll definitely keep the Urza's Mind because that gets us right into Tron territory. So I think mulliganing there makes a lot of sense. I am going to again play the Tranquil Cove first. Even though we could get Tron faster, getting Tron on turn 3 right now doesn't do anything without access to a color. So we'll get that color first. Next turn we can preordain and play the Expedition map. Preordain into some more action because he's going to get aggressive real quick here. Well, maybe not as quick as last game, but... So here's a Crusher and a Shimmering Grotto. The Crusher's a ways away from coming down, but we do have these O-rings to keep us alive. I still think it's probably just a little bit too expensive. So Prophetic Prism's a little more workable. And I didn't want the land. We just don't want to be too flooded this early. So, I mean, we don't know if he's playing Stone Rains or not. He's got a Relic of Progenitus, not going to do a lot against us. And again, this lines up quite well with our sequencing here with our mana optimization. Yep, just got to auto yield to that at the moment. Now, I'm not sure why he would bring this in. I guess he's kind of worried about Haunted Fengraf. So we should have a pretty good turn next turn. He's got no board presence right now. Here's his first offensive play, which is a core Skyfisher. Bouncing a Prophetic Prism, and now we're going to assemble Tron by getting our Urza's Power Plant. Then we will probably lead with the Prophetic Prism. I'm a little hesitant to keep this around, but if we draw a Fangren Marauder, we look kind of foolish. I think we're just going to go ahead and do it, though. Pop this. See a card deeper. There is a Fangren Marauder. But the thing is, he's likely going to journey it. So let's go ahead and draw a card first before we make any decisions. There's an Ulamog's Crusher, so I mean, what we could do here is just play the Marauder, eat a Journey to Nowhere, and basically bait one out, and then follow up with the Crusher, which is going to possibly just put the game all the way away. So next turn we have access to 8, 10, 11, so we can Crusher and O-Ring. We can actually O-Ring his Journey if we want. I'm more likely to probably just O-Ring the Skyfisher and then save my second O-Ring for a Journey on the Crusher. Okay, he does pop the Relic. I actually like that play quite a bit, even though we do end up drawing the Haunted Fengraf. You know what? It might just be vastly superior for us to get the Fangren Marauder back. We're at 19. I think I'll just do that. It just makes our board position insane. I like him popping that Relic early. He doesn't have a lot of aggression going on. He really needs to draw into stuff. He probably wanted to hit a land drop or something. I really like that play. A lot of people leave these relics on the table assuming something's going to happen that's relevant to make them be worth a damn. But, a lot of the time... Why is he evoking? Does he have a blink? No. Oh, he's looking for that Journey. I mean, these relics just typically aren't the best sideboard options for value decks. If you're playing strictly against a graveyard deck that's Tortured Existence based, or it's based in, we can go ahead and attack here, based on Exhume, like it's strictly a graveyard deck, then of course Relic is going to be somewhat useful. But if you're just getting outvalued by a deck like Tron or like Dimir Teachings, he's in a lot of trouble here. I could have O-ringed the Skyfisher, but I didn't. So I guess we're going to go ahead and play Fengraf and just leave this expedition map here. This looks like it's going to be over pretty quickly, folks. Yeah, again, I hope I made my point. But just leaving those relics around doesn't accomplish anything. This is a full card investment that you're not cashing in on, and you're just speculating that it'll be somehow useful in the future. If you got nothing going on and you really need to draw into more threats and stop me from getting too much value and developing my mana, just pop the thing and try and get another threat down or another answer. Anyway, we end up 2-0ing this match, and this is part of why I want to play this deck. Everyone right now is really interested in being very attrition heavy and very value based. You have these Kuldotha Jeskai decks, drawing cards, trying to get ahead, trying to fly over. They're basically out mid-ranging people. So we want to just go the next level bigger than that. And with Tron, we have something that really allows us to do that. So thank you guys very much for watching. Round 2 begins. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. It's a little tricky in terms of fixing colors, but it's not that bad. Okay, no turn 1 Delver. That's good. So we drew both Fen graphs. Let's go ahead and map. I think we're going to sack the map either for a cove or for another Tron piece. And then we're going to preordain. Okay, he's not doing anything though. I don't really want to just preordain into a spell stutter sprite, so I'm going to wait. We could be in a situation here. This looks like Delver, so... And no spell stutter sprite though. So I'm kind of... Blue-black. Ew, that's gross. Okay, so what am I getting with the Expedition map? I think I'm just getting a Tron piece. Yeah, we can try and preordain into something else. The way we're going to beat him is with superior mana, so we really need to start making that happen. Blue-black could be a huge problem. It's going to be a lot about baiting out his counters and removal and using Haunted Fengraph to our advantage. So I'm going to preordain here. And we have it all. So I'm going to top both. He might counter the map. If he does, that's okay. Yeah, we just need to exhaust his resources. So he's letting us do this stuff. That's both good for us and somewhat smart on his part. You want to really counter the things that matter, which is things that are going to end the game. So obviously here we just naturally have Tron. Which means I think we can just go for the Mold Drifter. We don't necessarily have to. But we do have Haunted Fengraph coming back. The sequencing's a little weird with all of that. I'm not even sure what I would want to map for. I mean, he's clearly just going to exclude this. Let's go ahead and just play it, though. We need to start forcing some things to happen. I'm not entirely sure what I'm getting with the map, because both of our Fengraphs are here. I guess I'll just get another tower. So this should get countered. But maybe he's okay with us drawing some cards. This is probably not going to be the easiest match. It's definitely not going to be one of the quicker matches either. Okay, there's a remove soul. So we'll pass. I'm going to get a tower because we basically have the Shimmering Grotto, an island. And him losing clock right now, hopefully that's him and not us disconnecting. Let's check. Seems like we're online, so I think that can only be good for us, you know what I mean? Okay, so we're getting a tower. Next turn we're preordaining and playing Haunted Fengraph. Gotta kind of plan ahead. Yeah, let's just preordain. Oops. Maybe I can find some kind of... There's another preordain. I think that's probably okay. Just go ahead and pass. He's not really doing anything. He's probably going to cast Teachings this turn. We're a little flooded. He didn't even cast Teachings, so... we got to kind of pray he doesn't have Capsize, but... Okay. There's an Expedition map. Just go ahead and cast this. I'm probably going to preordain and cast map after that. So make him counter it again or whatever. Teachings. Pretty obvious. I'm guessing this is a new deck to him, because I think he would make a lot of these plays faster if it wasn't. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and preordain. We don't really want either of these. And that's quite a good draw, so that's going to be hard for him to deal with. Ostensibly, it's a draw 4. But teachings is also tough for us to deal with, so kind of works both ways. Oh, and he just passed. So I don't know if he meant to do that or not. So I think I can kind of do it all here. Let's just draw some cards first. Maybe we can find a negate. We have the Haunted Fen graph. So I can actually play Prism and play the Marauder. So I'm just going to try and do as much as possible in one turn, and that's exactly what's happening here. Mole Drifter as well. I mean, would you prefer him to counter the Mole Drifter or the Marauder? I think we'll just go with this. Oops. Undo. A little better use of our mana. Then we really open up our plays after that. We're just trying to tax him, tax his resources. I mean, just hoping not to see basically a Nihil Spellbomb. He's just going to kill this. Totally fine. Prepare for an Edict. You'll notice that I hover my... Oh, he's flashing back. Okay. You'll notice that I hover my mouse over my guy against decks that play black removal a lot. Okay, so he got another Teachings. I think that's a strong play. So he's not a noob. Definitely got some experience under his belt. But we're going to get some things to resolve here. Starting with Deep Analysis. I'm not going to crack the map yet. And there's Ulamog's Crusher. So I think we're going to play Mole Drifter here. Kind of doesn't matter how I do it. And then we can also leave up Haunted Fen graph. He's probably countering this. We're drawing a lot more cards than he is. I don't know where his card draw's at. So yeah, I guess I will crack this. Just to use the mana up. And I'll get another tower actually. And I'll play Haunted Fen graph and pass. Got a lot of lands in hand, a lot of removal is not really doing anything, but so we know he's got the Teachings, he's going to be able to counter something. But we're getting a lot of mana here, so he's going to bounce his Radiant Fountain. Probably just pass. He can Teachings for a counter spell. This is our second and final Haunted Fen graph. So I guess we start here. He's going to want to counter that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and break this. And there is a Preordain that we can cast. And yeah, we want both of these. But I am going to go for the Crusher, even though I think he can just kill it. We have a second one on deck. Looks like he's going to counter this as well. Now he's just going to find a removal spell. Yep. So that's going down. Next turn we basically get to do the same thing again. Hopefully that's good enough. He's got 4 cards. Yeah, if we can resolve both of these, that would be huge. Now, we can't just count on that happening, but he's got Radiant Fountain in hand. 2 unknowns. He can flashback Teachings, but if the Mole Drifter resolves, we're looking pretty good. Oh, he's casting something. No, he's not. He changed his mind. Well, I'm casting this. Definitely just got to force the action, I believe. Something will stick eventually, or not. Yeah, he's doing a great job. I mean, look at this. This is pretty brutal. We're basically out of steam now. I mean, we have more card draw and we have capsizes, but we're really running out of stuff, and he can just kill this. But it does tap him out. Maybe we draw into something. I don't know. Our clocks are very similar here, but we're ahead by about 30 seconds. This thing's dying. No, he's casting a creature. Oh, never mind. Alright, well, that's exiled. Another edict. He's out of here. Okay. And we're kind of out of gas. Not good for us. See what he's got. What is his win condition? I see. Well, we can deal with it. But first, let's draw some cards. We might be able to run him out of win cons, except the problem with that being we don't really have what it takes to mill him out, because we're way far ahead on card draw. I haven't seen him draw a card unless you count Mystical Teachings. That's kind of baffling, actually. So it looks like he's just sitting on probably 1 removal spell. There's a Fangren Marauder. We're just going to have to run that. I mean, we really have nothing going on. But he doesn't have a ton going on either. And just another Teachings, huh? Oh. Oh. Literally the poor man's Exclude. But it did the trick. I mean, maybe we can make something happen with Capsize. I'm not sure. But not today. Did he find another Teachings? Yes, he did. Oh, Capsize. He's got Capsize. Oh, boy. This is not good. Wow. We're in serious trouble here. Serious trouble. I need a negate very badly. Alright. Need a negate. Or a Capsize of my own. But whatever it is, I need it. Okay, let's try it. I think this is the last Mole Drifter. It resolves. Righteous Blow. But I need a negate. There it is. Oh man. This is epic. I think we might have taken the game back. Here it goes. If he had a counterspell, I believe he would have countered that Mole Drifter. He's gonna try the Capsize. He has no reason not to. Awesome. Alright, let's take it out. Boom, boom. That's going to be a huge dent in his plans. That's a big hit on him. Just being able to stop that capsize, that infinite engine going on, that late game inevitability. We just put a huge hole in that. So he's going to kill this. Looks like he's going plan B, which is Evankar's Justice. And we actually, you know, we're in trouble. I almost don't want to crack this because we kind of need Fangren Marauder, but we have to find action, so I have to crack it. And there is a Fangren Marauder. So let's play it. He has 7. He can't cast it 3 times, so I guess that's good. I'm sure he's got a removal spell at this point, but... Oh, he found a counter spell. Oh, think twice. Better think a second time. Yep. This thing's not going to live. Yeah, he's pretty much depleted us of a lot of resources here. I don't even know what's left in our deck. We can kind of figure it out. I mean, obviously we have Capsize. We've got... Our Mold Drifters are gone. We've got one more Marauder. We're out of Crushers. So really the only way we can win this game is with the 4th Marauder and somehow with Capsize. Or we can just try and time him out. We can't deck him. We don't have Rolling Thunder. So he's going to cast the Evankar's Justice, and then it's looking like maybe he's going to Agony Warp our creature. Or he's just racing us with the Justice. Okay. That could work. Now if I draw Capsize... Ooh, that's a good draw, kind of. I mean, I don't have another Fengraf, though. I wish I did. I'll get the Tranquil Cove just to get another life. So every point might count here. So does he have enough mana to do it 3 times? 5, 9, 10, 14. Well, say goodbye to Fangren Marauder. He just barely is able to pull this off. And still keep his Justice. We could find another negate and just kill it, but again... What's happening is we're going to deck ourselves, though it is costing him time, which I think is pretty important. So we only have one Fangren Marauder left. It's looking like he is going to be able to burn us out. I'm just going to F6. I have no responses, so... He's pretty low also. If I get a Capsize, I can do a lot. Like, I can just... How many blue sources do I have? 3, 4, 8, 9. So I can Capsize 4 times a turn. Yeah, we're basically just trying to run him out of time here. O-Ring does nothing. I'm sitting up here with a bunch of dead removal. But we do have 3 minutes up on the clock. I guess I can O-Ring that. Doesn't really save me, but yeah, this is going to be a tough one, like I've been saying. Well, I think we're dead, but still just going to O-Ring his Talisman if I can. And it's looking like this game's over, but 11, 12, 16, 17, 18. So if he wants, he can hard cast it without buyback. Just depends if he's going to go for it or not. He probably will because I'm F6'd. And we really haven't seen a lot of card draw from him. Boom! Alright guys, we're going to game 2. That was a very interesting game actually. So, we want to cut a lot of this removal. As you can see, that was just dead in our hand totally. I do want to keep O-Ring. He does have Angler, so we need some answers to that. But as you can see, we want to interact with him a lot more, counter his counters, draw into more threats. I'm even going to play this because this can get back Haunted Fengraphs, and it's just an early threat that maybe will do something. We don't really have anything else going on, so I guess we'll just play 2 Journeys. And yeah, none of this stuff does anything. Yeah, so this is the boarding. Looks okay. I mean, it's possible we can time him out. It's possible we can outvalue him and out-attrition him in these games. But, as you can see, I mean, just the sheer number of answers in his deck makes it very tough. We'll definitely play first, I think. And this hand is not keepable. When you have no sources of color, it really forces your hand here in terms of mulliganing. So I think we'll keep this for sure. I mean, this deck does have nut draws. You know, turn 3 Tron is a nut draw that can equate to us winning. Yeah, I think we'll keep this. Looks like we're going for turn 3 Tron. I mean, I'm not positive on that. It seems like the reasonable option, though. So let's go for it. You know, he might just play an Aqueduct and not be able to do anything, or just another backwater. That works too. So we do have a negate. That would lead me to want to save all my color sources till I can use the negate. I think I'm just going to do that. I know it's a little weird. We could roll the dice and crack that star and try and have something, but because we have a negate now, pardon me, I think we can pace ourselves a little more. So here, I'm going to preordain first, not even crack the star yet. There's a Dispel also. So I think I'll keep that. And it's a little awkward here. I'll crack one more just to see what we're doing, what we're working with. And I could crack that star, but I think I'd rather play Prism. Not sure why he would counter this. He is running out of time, though. I mean, for him to even win one more game in 12 minutes while we're throwing a bunch of questions his way is not exactly the easiest thing in the world. So, because we also have the Shimmering Grotto, I am willing to crack this. That's basically 3 different sources of blue. But there's nothing we can really play this turn except for maybe another Prism. I'll still do it. Okay. Well, it would have been better to have that star around, but I think ultimately it doesn't make a huge difference. That's fine. So we got some permission ourselves, which is nice. I think we even get to leave up... No, we don't get to leave up both counters. Just one here. So let's just go ahead and play this. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a way to leave up both counters, but I don't actually see it here. We'll go ahead and fight over this as well. Especially if it's one that draws him a card. I mean, we're not doing anything else with the Dispel. I mean, he's going to kill this, but that's okay. We basically just have to keep shoving threats, throwing stuff against the wall, and hoping something sticks. So he has a Seagate Oracle. That's not exactly an answer. But he's probably got it now. Wow, okay. So I could Journey this, but I'm a little more interested in casting another Marauder. So I'm going to attack. And basically make the same play I made last turn. And we're going to negate this. Seems like he might be in trouble here. F6. Now, maybe not. Maybe he's just got a pair of Edicts and not a lot is going to change, but so I'll draw first. I am definitely considering just casting Journey, but I want to see what else is around. We have nothing going. I don't see him bouncing his guy, so I'll try for the Journey here. It's not looking like he has an answer for this, but maybe he does. Now he's taking the hit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So an untapped land will get him that Chainer's Edict. He didn't cast Think twice. That's a little odd. I guess he's just rushing to Edict us. Can we stay alive for 10 minutes? That's the real question here. If he does cast this Edict... Oh, he's not doing it. We can potentially draw into a Mole Drifter and resolve it. Now here it is. Yep. Expedition Map does get us Fengraf, which we can almost use this turn, but can't quite. I mean, we can use it this turn, but we can't. I am just going to use it this turn in case he has Crypt Incursion or something, but we can't cast our guy. That's the only problem. Yeah, so let's just F6 and F6 again. He's got 8 mana. He can do anything he wants. We have not enough to cast both threats. But we're got to do something here, so let's go ahead and cast one of them. He's going to probably Teachings up a counter and counter it. Or just counter it. So this is 5. Yeah, I'll just pass. Is he going to use the Think twice? Is he going to cast Teachings? He's basically got a firm hold on this game, which means he just has to kill us in 9 minutes, which doesn't seem like it's going to be that difficult. So this is not looking too good. He also has Capsize again, which is now going to be a huge problem. But Seagate Oracle Beatdown is not very fast. So we have a Dispel now. So we can basically do everything. I kind of need to kill the Capsize, though. I can't kill a Counterspell. That Capsize is a bigger threat than anything, so... Okay, Ugh. I don't think I'm playing the Journey. Oh, man. I hope he doesn't have a counter for this, but he might. Can we kill the Capsize a second time? Yep, resolves. Is he going for it? I think it's too tempting. I think he's going to go for it. Here it is. Does he have a Dispel? That's the only thing we have to wonder about. We did it! Okay, so that's huge. And he's going to Edict us again, or not, just Talisman. Well, if he doesn't have an answer to this, yeah, he definitely does. Okay, cool. So what do we got? What do we got? Fangren Marauder, I'll take it. I mean, he has another Edict, though. I'm just going to pass. I'm a little wary of him just bouncing his guy and making me journey my own guy. That's why I keep holding off. Here comes Teachings. Okay, Diabolic Edict. Think twice. Just a note for other control mages. Always draw your card first. You just need to have the most information possible so you can make the best play you can. Alright, now we just throw one of these out. He's going to gain 1 billion life, so it's really... I mean, it's an issue of staying alive, but we also have a lot still in the deck that's going to let us stay in this game. He's countering that. I guess I'll O-ring also. I don't have to, but... We've dealt with his Capsize. He's going to counter this as well. I'm not sure why. Okay. So the question is, do I want to kill the Seagate Oracle so badly that I'm going to O-ring it? And I think the answer is no. I think we have to keep in mind that he's got Grimwog Angler somewhere there. And we'd ideally like to be able to deal with that. So we're just going to have to take our lumps for a while. He is potentially just locking us out with Teachings here. Yeah, this is really powerful. This is going to be tough. Tough to deal with. He should just get another counterspell. That's his 4th one. We know he's playing Remove Soul as well. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till I can double spell. We have some time here. He's going to flash back. Probably get another Teachings. Yeah, I imagine he's playing at least 3. Well, this is looking grim. It's also going to think twice, which again, if you're going to do it, just do it first so that you can just have the most information, the most options available to you. Why is he doing this now? He's trying to save time, I guess. Oh, he got to think twice. And now he's getting a teachings. It's very confusing. Okay, so he has a counterspell in hand. So I guess this will be our bait attempt right now. He probably has Remove Soul also. Oh. Apparently does not care about the O-ring. So I'm going to save the Mole Drifter. Maybe I can find that other negate. Can he win in 5 minutes? I don't know. I actually don't even know if he still has that Think Twice. I think it's gone. But look at how many cards. 8 cards. This is crazy. He's down to sub... okay, this is nice. This is just what the doctor ordered, I'll say. He's going to counter it. Just what the doctor ordered. We're on a roll here. I am going to cast this. I'm pretty sure he's got Remove Soul or something, but he's been getting Think Twices, so maybe he boarded them out. I guess not. So what can he get? He got a Remove Soul. That's pretty good for him. Can he find Grimog Angler? He's got another Seagate Oracle. It's interesting because we didn't see any of these in Game 1. I don't think they'd be in his sideboard, but we probably just didn't see them. He didn't draw them. Alright, he's down to 18 cards in library. 4 minutes on the clock. Looks like Angler's coming down. No, looks like Evankar's Justice is coming down. Okay, and he has a Remove Soul. We find a Journey. Let's go ahead and try for that. We're going to need to find an answer to Justice, which is basically our final copy of Negate. He's out of counterspells. He's out of counterspells that aren't Remove Soul, I should say. He's going to be able to Justice us pretty hard, though. We don't have many turns left to find that Negate. There's a decent amount of card draw still in our deck, so we could dig to it. Looks like maybe Angler's also coming down. Alright, this is pretty brutal. So, yeah, we need to find basically Deep Analysis to get us a removal spell and a negate. We're on one turn. We're basically on this draw. Negate by itself is fine. Removal spell by itself is also okay. He's got Remove Soul, though. So even though we have this Expedition map, he has to basically not counter the creature, which isn't really going to happen. But we got to try for it anyway. I mean, he's got a million ways to deal with this. We'll just F6. And he's going to finish us off here. He's going to terminate us with Extreme Prejudice. So we'll just F6. Go into the 1-1 bracket. I mean, we basically just had every threat answered with a very efficient Dimir Teachings deck. But we'll be back for round 3 and hopefully bounce back and sweep the final 3 matches. Thank you guys very much for watching. All right, we are back for round 3. We're currently 1-1 with Bant Tron. We're on the play. We've chosen to play first and to keep. And we're going to start on Tranquil Cove. Probably go with a Preordain and a map or star after that. So the opponent is deciding on what he's going to do. Making his mulligan choice. And his ID looks familiar. Not sure if he's here, not sure if he's double queuing. I don't know what's going on. So, I am having fun playing this deck. Played a lot of Tron in Pauper and in Modern Silver Black as well. So, it's not an unfamiliar strategy to me. There's something about this version that I'm enjoying, though. I'm liking Deep Analysis. I'm liking the second Haunted Fen Graph. And Capsize is always fun, though it's very hard to really pull off in this deck because you have a lot of colorless lands, and getting those additional blue sources can be tricky. So he's on 6 cards. And is he putting on top? We don't know. Still thinking about it. Bottom or top? Bottom. Okay, let's get this going. Don't know what he's playing. If it's something aggressive, I may need to pre-order. Oh, no. So it looks like it could be another Teachings deck, which might just obliterate us. I think both of these are just too slow at the moment. We're going to be shuffling our library anyway, so putting them on the bottom is not a huge problem. And as you can see, we do find a Tron piece. So we'll definitely get that map. Next turn, we're probably playing Star and playing out the tower. Yeah, we might just nut draw him by getting our mana out there way too fast. That would be nice. But really just not sure what... I mean, it looks like he's just a pure Teachings deck, which is going to be annoying. It's going to be kind of lame. Oh, no, he's actually going to be the Delver Angler deck. All right, I actually enjoy seeing this a little more because that means he's got a little less in the way of permission, a little less inevitability overall. So we can kind of just screw with him a bit. We don't necessarily have to play the Mulldrifter out. So here we want the Urza's Mind to complete our Tron. We can afford to preordain first before we make any really brash decisions. There's pretty much everything but the kitchen sink here. I think I want both. I think I just want to overload with threats. And I'm going to start with the Fangren Marauder. Even though it causes us to cast or to break this star, I don't see a huge problem with that. He's going to counter it. So we may be staring down a angler next turn. Potentially with counterspell backup. Just depends if he has an untapped land or not. He could, I guess, scavenger with counterspell backup. He might be able to out-tempo us. But it looks like we're going to land a Mulldrifter next turn if he taps any lower. I might just throw out the Crusher as a sacrificial lamb. I mean, he's clearly representing counterspell. I guess we can start with Prism. I mean, if I find a negate at any point, then we're in pretty good standing. There's a Journey. Yeah, we can just cast this. We got to keep things moving. His velocity is kind of ratcheting up, so... And that resolved. That's pretty good. So if I play the power plant and play the planes next turn, I have 7, 9, 10, 11, which means I can play both of these. Both the Marauder and the Mole Drifter, so I'm going to do that. And he didn't counter it, so I don't know what's in his hand. He didn't kill it either. So why did he leave up mana if he couldn't do anything? I don't know. And he's just going to pass. So I'm going to bash him first, see what happens. Then I'm going to bait with the Marauder and then play another Mole Drifter. And we were all but tapped out there, so I'm assuming that he doesn't... It's not like he has a miscalculation or mana leak or something. That resolved, so I'm just going to keep throwing stuff out there. Cool. We are pretty far ahead now. Looks like he has teachings, but look at our board. It's going to be hard for him to... I mean, maybe Echoing Decay? Nope. Not good enough. Ghastly Demise. So our board is still looking quite good. Looks like Crusher's going to come down. Plus, he's taking 4 a turn. That's already a decent clock for him to deal with. Yeah, this seems like a notably better matchup than the dedicated Teachings deck that can go really long. He's making a Scavenger, I think. And representing Counterspell. Though I think he just drew the... Oh, sorry, an Angler. So I think we can actually do everything. Meaning play both Journeys and play Crusher. If I play one of these Tron pieces, I have 6, 9, 11, 12, 13. So I can also play the Chromatic Star. Alright, let's do that. Hopefully I didn't miscount, but I don't think I did. Add blue. So we're more interested in resolving the Journey than we are resolving the Crusher. So let's see if that does it for us. Wow. I feel like he just has a whole lot of nothing. Alright, I am going to go for the Journey here. I should have played the Mine, but that's a very minor detail. If this just resolves, he's just so screwed. I don't know what's in his hand, but it's not looking good for him. He's got to do something here. Okay. I mean, he basically is going to lose if he doesn't start killing multiple creatures here. He's in hot water. I mean, this guy is no joke. He'll put the game away. But he's very easy to kill. Okay, he's drawing 2. He's running out of options here. I mean, he can take a hit and live, but that's about all he can do. Not going to be pretty. Yeah, he's got a lot to think about here because He is under pressure. That is for certain. So what can he do? How can he get himself out of this? Well, the answer might be that he can't, but I mean, we'll see. He's standing to take 12 and lose 2 lands. Okay, here comes some kind of removal. Maybe it's a Chainer's Edict. Oh, it could just be another guy. Yep, and we have the perfect answer for that in Sunlance. He even loses the teachings there. So yeah, I'm definitely willing to Sunlance this guy. But first, we can draw some cards and see what we find. That seems good enough. So we kind of have it all. Yeah, let's go ahead and just flashback now. You know what? We also have Fangren Marauder, which is probably just better than drawing 2 cards here. So we'll start here. Then we'll go for the attack. Then we'll go for the Fangren Marauder. There's really no reason to draw extra cards when we can simply just add to the board. Alright, yeah. I think this game's over. I'd be extremely, extremely impressed if he can somehow get out of this, but I don't think that's happening. He does have a counter spell. That's a good start. He chose not to counter the Sunlance, though. Interesting choice. And that's game. So let's consider our sideboarding. I mean, we basically want ways to kill an early Delver. And we need ways to kill Gurmag Angler. And then we need card draw and permission to keep up with him in the long run. So I think Righteous Blow is probably pretty terrible in this matchup. I think Crusher's easily killed, and very expensive, but possibly necessary. Capsize might be a little ambitious. And Negate might just be strictly worse than Dispel. I don't think we're going to have room for all of it. So that might be all we can afford. And then throw in the Deep Analysis. Yes, Volley can stop. I guess technically Volley's a little better. It's harder to cast though, because we need a Star, a Prism, or the Grotto. And Sunlance can also hit the Delver before it flips. O-Ring doesn't do a lot, but we do want those answers to Gurmag Angler. This might be a little slow. Maybe we just want... I mean, we seemed okay on the card drawing front. He's not really countering card draw. This is pretty good too. But I think I want to try this. See if that's where we want to be. It's a little hard to tell. I think his fast start... Yeah, we'll keep this. I think his faster starts... I mean, we need color sources and we need lands. Okay, we just found one of the two. Well, we found actually both. We need color sources and we need lands, but the preordain and the extra cards are going to be awesome. I think him just really turboing out anglers and delvers very quickly is going to be the main way he beats us. I don't think playing this longer game with stuff like this, targeted discard, is going to be a huge help for him. Now, could he take the journey? Yeah, maybe. We have redundant copies of everything else, but I mean, we can pretty easily find answers. I think he's going to take the journey. We can find more where that came from. I mean, it's pretty clear we need to find a little bit more stable color fixings. So, yeah, I think taking journey is the right choice. Does he have a follow-up? Yeah. Cool. At least it's not a Delver. See what he does with this. He doesn't shuffle, so we're going to be in for it. Let's go ahead and start here. Definitely need Tranquil Cove, Prophetic Prism, something like that. Now, another Urza piece is interesting. I don't mind it. Let's go ahead and keep it. What we can do next turn is get an island. Play Expedition map again. Or we could get a Shimmering Grotto. That actually might be better. It's a tough choice, but we have to pick something. Okay, if he taps low, then we're feeling pretty free to do whatever we want. I mean, without the Grotto, I don't have a way to cast the Marauder, so I guess I am getting the Grotto. Oh, he's leaving it up. Well, I don't have to play Expedition map. I could just play Island Preordain. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It's kind of weak, but he's not doing anything right now, so I kind of like the play. We have a Journey for the Angler and a Dispel. So there's another Expedition map. I mean, how many of these things do we want? Yeah, we kind of want to to get that Grotto, so that was turn 3, so here we go. And there's a Delver. I mean, I guess we gotta kill that. We can bait with the map. See what happens here. We should win this. Unless it's a Spell Pierce and another Spell Pierce or something. He probably didn't bring in Spell Pierce. Probably doesn't have it. Okay, so we got this one. And down goes the Delver. But we're probably looking at Gurmag Angler after that. So that's going to be a problem. I mean, we can get a Fangren Marauder in 2 turns. So that's good. But then he's probably killing it. Yeah, this game is not looking great, although we are getting a Tron pretty quickly. Yep. It's going down. Yep, there he is. There's a Preordain. I guess we can afford to do that. But we do want to shuffle first. I'm going to shuffle these in case I find another Journey. I guess that's not correct. We don't want these. Chromatic Star. Yeah, that seems okay. Just in case he tries to counter this. And then we're going to sack to get either a Fengraf or a Shimmering Grotto. Or I guess I wait on this so that I can gain my life back. Yeah, that's fine. Because that life might actually be important. So I guess our hope is that he's sitting on another angler that he can't really cast yet. And that's kind of it. There's a Crusher, but we're not really that's not what we're really in the market for here. So let's add green. That's cool. So yeah, let's do it like this. I am going to get a Haunted Fengraf. Counter back. That was probably his last counter, unless he has another Deprive. Doesn't appear so. Okay, I'll get the Fengraf, play the Cove. Though we lose all our ability to cast any future Marauders if we do that. So maybe I have to get Grotto. Because it doesn't matter if we have a Fengraf if we can't cast. You know what? I'm still going to get it. I know it's kind of stupid, but there's way more value there. We could find a color fixer along the way. We could also potentially Fengraf back the Ulamog's Crusher. So can he kill this? If not, I'm just going to block. He could like disfigure it, but the fact that he's tanking so long on this play kind of indicates to me that he probably doesn't have the disfigure, and he actually just waits. So we can't use the Fengraf anyway. I still might just cast it though. This is probably dying in case he has some kind of discard. That resolved. I'm not going to attack. So, okay, again, if he can't kill this Crusher, he's screwed. And it looks like he might be screwed because he's now tapping pretty low to try and find an answer. Three cards in hand. I don't think we know any of them. He did bounce a land because of Deprive. I honestly feel like he has another Angler in hand because they're so difficult to cast. That would be one of the only things he could be holding on to right now, and he didn't counter basically anything. So here we go. What do I want with this map? I could get another Fengraf. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get the Shimmering Grotto now. And now I can afford to attack with both. Especially because he's losing permanents. Now he's going to be able to cast another Angler. But that's okay. Okay, so I can't get that back this turn and play it. So I'm just going to wait. For instance, I tap 3. Yeah, I only have... I'll just wait. So can he kill this? Three cards. I think one of them's Angler for sure. He can cast that for 1 or 2 if he wants to leave the AK in his graveyard. You would think he'd be able to handle a Crusher pretty easily, considering his color combination here. Does not appear to be the case. He duresses me, basically just giving us a free card because it's a land in hand. Okay, I'm just going to fire off the Fengraph. I don't see any reason not to. I'll attack first. Yeah, he's in a bad way. Oh! What's he doing? Tapping mana. Does he have something he can do? Doesn't seem like he does. Oh, okay. That resolves. But it does cost him. Oh! I almost hit F2. That was really close. Okay, so now we can cast this. I think we're fine. Yeah. I think his last card's Gurmag Angler. Well, actually, I don't know. He could have cast that, actually, so I don't know what it is. Yep, looks like it's Gurmag Angler. So we have a lot of live draws. And that's certainly one of them. Let's go ahead and just fire that. Okay, he's on a 2-turn clock. Put another AK in his graveyard. Now we get to preordain. Love to see the deep analysis. Let's go ahead and attack first, in case he wants to kill my guy. Yeah, that's a sweet draw. Deep analysis, man. I mean, he's already got 1 turn to live, but this right here, well, I guess we should have kept the Prophetic Prism. Oh, and it capsized, but we can't really use it, so we should have kept the Prophetic Prism. That's for sure. Yeah, I can't even cast this right now. But he is dead in 1 turn if he has no removal. So, did he get there? Okay, so he basically needs to find an Angler, which will tap him out, and that means that we get to capsize it. But he didn't even find that. So we take this, and we're up 2-1. Things are looking pretty good for us. We've beaten 2 high-ish profile decks so far with Delver Angler. It's not that popular at the moment. Definitely has been in the past. And Koldotha Jeskai. So we did lose to Dimir Teaching so far. We've got 2 more matches to round things out. So let's see how they go. Round number 4. Won the die roll. We're going to play first. And this hand sucks. It's very bad. Going to mulligan. And I don't know what we're going to do with this. I guess we're going to keep it. Once our opponent shows up, yeah, we'll keep. Tranquil Cove. Makes the mana a little bit easier, so I guess we'll do it. This is kind of awkward, but hopefully he's not too fast that it's going to matter. We're getting a turn 3 journey no matter what we do. that's about as quick as we can do it. And he's, of course, the fastest aggro deck on the planet. So let's do this. Okay, so yeah, this will be good because I definitely want to test this matchup out. I've been thinking about it a little bit just based on our sideboard, how we don't have Holy Light. But I think we have a lot of cards between our main and sideboard that'll help. Okay, and he's got a very fast start here. So hopefully we have another 1 mana play we can make. I guess, no, we basically just have to journey. We can't afford to. So, don't think it matters. I guess we just take out as many goblins as we can. It's possible he doesn't have a creature. But if he doesn't have a creature, the Jackal Familiar can't attack either. So I guess that's how we play it. But we're still under a lot of pressure. So we'll see how this all goes down. It's not looking too good for game 1. Though I do kind of already have the sideboarding in mind, so I think that'll help. And we're taking 4. So, okay, so this is actually what I was thinking about doing. I'm going to sack the Expedition map, then preordain. The map's going to give me a Plains, which I'm going to use to Sunlance. So we're going to do all of that. Let's go ahead and preordain. We want more removal. Journey, Marauder's too far off and we can't even cast it. So we'll bottom and we'll top. Definitely want that Journey. I guess we'll just go ahead and take this guy out as well. And maybe, just maybe, we can try and get there. I think our next best draw is Mole Drifter or something. Because we can Divination it. I guess another removal spell would be good. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take out both Jackal Familiars. I guess I could technically take out the Mog Raider, but I don't really see what that does for us. This is about the best we could hope for here. And we're still going to probably lose. I mean, our start was too slow. We're playing catch-up, and we're doing a decent job of it, but we're still playing catch-up. And I think that's going to be ultimately why we fail. I mean, he's missing land drops, but that means that his hand is full of spells that he's going to be able to deploy continuously. So we're not in the best condition. And here comes a Bushwhacker to have our life total. We draw a Prism. Ugh. I think we have to draw 2 cards. I think we have to find a Sunlance. He's probably got another Bushwhacker, so it doesn't matter what we do. And yeah, we're done. He's at least got a Bolt. I mean, he's going to end the game this turn. So somehow we're ahead on time, even though it took me about a minute to even start the recording. Okay. So that's it. For game 1, that is. But they're pretty good game 1, and then I think they get worse game 2. So I've already thought about how I want to sideboard. Too expensive. Too expensive doesn't impact the board. Possibly too expensive. Negate is not something we want against a creature deck. So I'm going to see what that cut looks like. Hydroblast, our best card. Sunlance, very good. Cop Red, also very good. I want O-Ring and Serrated Arrows over it, and I think we'll deal with one. We could bring in two, but I don't really see anything I want to cut for that. It doesn't impact the game until we have a lot of mana, because he's going to have a lot of creatures, so we have to have more mana than he has creatures, and that doesn't happen until the late game. So I don't think we can afford to play two. I think up front we have to kill everything in sight. So let's try and do that. I think it's definitely doable. We will play first. And man, we'll keep. Jeez. Yeah, we'll keep. Even though we can't kill anything until turn 3. That's kind of how we were last time. So that could be wrong. We are drawing cards along the way. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yep. Maybe this was wrong. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so now I think we just chill out for a second, because we're going to have Tron. So that's definitely a plus. We're getting Urza's Mine here. We can go straight to Mole Drifter, as long as he doesn't make a Sparksmith. Okay. Not great for us, but we still are getting up to 7 mana, so. And drawing a card and making it 2/2. We're drawing 3 cards next turn. Actually 4 if you count the card we naturally draw for the turn. We also have Haunted Fengraf. Yeah, let's just cast this. See what our options are looking like afterwards. I mean, a quick Cop Red now could definitely just win the game. We do have that potential. Okay, so what are we doing next turn? Could be mapping for a Plains so that I can play Sunlance and Preordain all in the same turn. Okay, let's see what he does here. He might just Bushwhacker us. No, he paid the Echo cost. So, does he have a Bolt? Well, if he has a Bolt, he can't attack with the conscripts. He's just trying to figure out if he should suicide his guys, so we'll let him make that decision. Ooh, knocks out a land. That was pretty powerful. So, unfortunately, I think we're just going to have... Well, I guess I could map and sack it, but I think for now we're just going to Sunlance a guy and play map and play Cove. That seems like the best thing we can do. Next turn I can make another Mole Drifter by sacking, getting another mine, playing it. That seems pretty good. Yep. So we're taking 6. Or not. Man, this is kind of nasty. He's down to 1 card though. Looks like we're getting set up for a Bushwhacker. Yeah, I think we just have to do this. It's not terrible, but if we can make it one more turn without taking a ton of damage from Bushwhacker, I think we're actually in really good shape, but we'll see. It's not the easiest because we're just blocking here. Man, okay, is this Matron? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly awesome for us. Okay. Taking a lot of damage. Could just block the Sledder, though. That actually might be better in the long run. That way he can't get around my blockers. So we're taking an extra point here, but we get to keep the blocker around another turn. Oh no, what is he doing? Okay, he's buffing up the Sledder. Okay, this is actually good for us, I think. In theory, this is good for us. Serrated Arrow is also pretty good for us. Yeah, we definitely want to cast this still. We're probably casting Serrated Arrows, but I guess maybe we wanted to preordain first. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we're casting preordain here. Journey to Nowheres. Yeah, I think we want those. So now we kill the Sledder now. This turn. We take 6, then we journey 2 guys, and I think we're stable. We might take more if he has a 1-drop. We might be okay here, guys. Looks like I can also leave up Fengraf. Okay, so I'm taking 8. I'm going to 5. Then I'm killing 2 guys. Yeah, it's going to be real close. I'm taking 9, actually. I'm going to 4. I'm killing 3 guys because of... Alright, this is really interesting. We're certainly dead to Fire Blast. Okay, I'm going to play Tranquil Cove, put myself out of Fire Blast range. But the first thing I'm going to do is sack this bad boy. It's a pretty close game here. I probably should have made white. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to play the Prism. Ooh, and we can leave up Hydroblast? Yes, we can. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Now the question is, do we Hydroblast the token? No, we Journey the token. Alright, I think we're safe. We can also play... Oops! I was going to say we Journey the token. Didn't do that. We can also play Expedition Map. Not crack it, though. And I guess we'll just do this now as well. We are going back down to 4, which puts us dead to Fire Blast again, but he didn't have it last turn, so I think we I think we let this live. We can just serrated arrows it. I'm feeling fairly safe, actually. Okay, just untap. Kill this. I'm going to Fengraph back the Mole Drifter. Play it. I'm saving the expedition map in case we find a Fangren Marauder. Oh, and now we've got all the keys to the candy store. So we actually just leave up double Hydroblast this turn, and then next turn we play Cop Red, and I don't think we can lose. Okay. Looks like he might just be flooded. I'm not sacking the map. That's fine. So now we just make Cop Red. And I could attack, but I'm just going to pass. Yeah, I mean, I could also just get a Fengraph and make another Mole Drifter to make this game go quicker. But I don't actually think that's necessary. Now that we have a Chromatic Star, it definitely is just safe to get another Fengraph. Use it, make a Mole Drifter. If we just use our mana and don't leave ourselves too vulnerable, I think we'll be fine here. I just wanted to weigh my options. And I'm just going to pass now. Actually, I'm going to attack as well. We're going to pitch in Urza's Mine. This game's pretty locked. He has one card. I'm going to save my Hydroblasts. For like a Flaring Pain or something. And now we're in the driver's seat here. This is just what the doctor ordered. Let's go ahead and make this guy. Chromatic Star it up. Okay, he just concedes. We were way ahead there. Looks like he was never coming back from that. So let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Yeah, I think we just leave everything exactly as is. We're going to have to keep a slightly faster hand. That game was way too close for comfort. We got to be able to kill something no later than turn 2. Okay, and this is definitely a keep. It's an interesting hand, but it's definitely a keep. I think we just Hydroblast this. We could wait till see what he casts, because we might want to count. I'd rather counter a Mog War Marshal than kill the cohort. So let's see what happens. Yeah, let's just counter it. We are a little behind after that, but it's just much harder to deal with than Cohort is. We've got tons of answers to Cohort already in our hand. So here we preordain. See if we can find a white source without having to resort to map. I actually have Chromatic Star, which I kind of like. This is really close. Gets us another white source. Yeah. I think I'll keep this. Next turn I can get a white source, kill some stuff. I'm not sure if I should have kept that, actually. It's really hard for me to say. Okay, he has another War Marshal. That sucks for us. But it does tie up his mana a bit. Should I have kept the star? I don't know. So I'm just going to Sun Lance. Yeah. I want the guaranteed land drop. So give me a Plains. I definitely also want the guaranteed creature kill. Now he has to decide what he's doing with his mana. Hopefully I'm drawing an untapped land so I can O-ring a token or whatever he plays. Okay, he is. Alright, so I'm O-ringing that. Man, his hand is so strong. This is really tough. Hopefully on untapped land, so I can at least preordain. I almost still want to preordain, but I have to kill. I think I have to chance the preordain and find an untapped land. And we want the arrows too, actually. Okay, we might be able to do this. We are taking some damage, but then arrows could possibly even it up for us. We don't get a land drop next turn. Okay, we might be in this. We're taking like 8 though. This is so tough. Okay, it's only a Sparksmith. That's not too bad. It's gonna be real tight, guys. Yep. We're going to 3. We might be dead right now. Okay. I mean, I don't even know. I think we have to just hard cast the Mole Drifter and hope that that's enough. We have to kill the Sparksmith. We're dead to so many things. Sledder. Any 1 damage thing. Yep, but I think we have to do it. And it's possible he misses his attack or something silly like that. Those things could also happen. Likely not, though. So, yeah, I think we're going to take a ride on the pain train here. So, that drops us to 2-2, which means the next match is a must-win if we want to break even. And let's see if we can do that. Final round, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play first, and this is definitely a keep, I believe. We need color, but we have 2/3 of Tron. And it's time to find out if we're going to actually end up with a positive win record with this deck. We're up against what appears to be Affinity. This was the first opponent I had in mind with this deck. I think we're just going to hold off on the star until we want to cast our Marauder, though we could just preordain as well. I don't hate that. Yeah, I think it's probably better that we do that. We need to find another color source. And I don't want either of these. And there's a Prophetic Prism. So we are well on our way to just absolutely dominating this game. He doesn't seem too confident in his ability to win here. But this Fangren Marauder is going to be pretty tough for him. So here comes a big fatty. So we may just want to kill that guy first. Let's see. Let's get our card here. Then I can make my decision. I mean, basically the way we lose is he kills the... I don't know how we lose, actually. I think we want the cards. I don't think he can fling us from this, because we're at lowest going down to like 20, or not 20, 14, 12. Okay. He might just not draw us out of this game, even though we do have Fangren Marauder. Well, okay, Fangren Marauder's probably going to drop him in his tracks. We are at 12. Yeah, I don't think he can kill us. The only problem is we only have the one source of color here. I'm still just going to play this guy and hope for the best. I mean, I guess if he has double Galv Blast, we have a problem, but let's just sit back for a second. This probably means we're okay. He is suiciding. Yeah, I'll just block. It looks like we're going to eat a Galv Blast, but we gain 5 life, kill a Frogmite. We have O-Ring. But again, this one color is really lame. I think we just have to cast this. Yeah, we could just O-Ring or whatever, but I don't think we're actually winning by just O-Ringing. Alright, perfect. This is absolutely perfect here. So now we can O-Ring the Atog. We also have a Shimmering Grotto. Let's go ahead and play it, but we're still just going to O-Ring the Atog. Yeah, I don't think we can lose now. He's going to Thought Cast. I'm going to F6. He's going to Prism. We don't even need to block. It's cool, it's cool. Well, I'll block the Mole Drifter. Or sorry, the Frogmite. Just great value there. He's pretty screwed. I mean, goes without saying. Cool. Well, that's going to suck. Well, let's see. He's going to crack it now, right? Yeah. So there's a chance he draws Thought Cast, Frogmite, Mirror Enforcer. He does. Alright, we're going to have to kill one of them, I think. Just to be safe. So I can preordain Fangren Marauder and O-Ring. So let's start with preordain. And there's an Ulamog's Crusher. And there's an Expedition map. But I can't crack the map and have the I don't need the Crusher. I think we're going to win without it. So I can actually just play 2 Fangren Marauders here. That seems like the best course of action. I mean, I honestly don't see how he beats that. Oh, I can't. I only have... Oh, man. Oh, that was kind of stupid. Wait, I can still do this. I can only play 1. Yeah, so let's play Mole Drifter and then Fangren Marauder. Man, these colors screwing us up again. So next turn we go crazy. We're definitely safe here. Yeah, definitely safe here. So we cast this. And then we just start breaking stuff. We can get a Fengraph. Okay, he just concedes. We're about to go off. Cool. So what do we have? Okay, I don't think we want Negate. I don't think Righteous Blow or Sunlance are that good. Basically, we want O-Ring, Hydroblast for a Tog. It's the biggest threat against us. Might not need this either. Cop Red might be okay. I think Dispel as a one-of is probably okay. I don't know, is Cop Red what we want? Probably keeping in some Sunlances just to stay alive here. Probably want Sunlance over Dispel. Something like that. Do we want Capsize? I'm not sure. I mean, that's a late game spell. We might need to just stay alive before that. Sunlance only kills Frogmite, so it's not that great. Let's try this. Basically, we just need to not get hit with a nut draw. And this hand's kind of got it. Got it, you know, got what we need. We don't have, again, we're kind of choked on color. It's the only problem with this. I am going to start with Tranquil Cove just because we need to interact early and we need to find additional color sources. So if he just makes a Forger, probably kill that, but he's just making germ tokens. Okay, so I'm going to kill that. That's obnoxious. Would love to draw a Sunlance, but I think just to be safe, we're going to journey that. Next turn we get the Preordain, we get the map. We might even just assemble Tron at that point. Yeah, his hand is pretty brutal here. Another Hover Guard. Yeah, this is pretty nutty. There's an O-ring though, so it buys us some time. Gonna have to use it. So I'd like to draw, potentially another journey here. Okay, this is still annoying as hell, but yeah, this is wow. I just nothing to say. So this is 7, this is 10. I don't know how I get out of this. I don't think preordaining I don't think mapping into my Tron piece is doing anything. Chromatic Star potentially is. Yeah, I think I can actually save myself here. Yeah, okay. If I don't die to Galv Blast, I might be okay. Because I think the Marauder can gain like 1 billion life. Not 1 billion, but like quite a bit. I guess it's not going to gain that much. Okay, I have to get Power Plant. Actually, I'm not sure here. I don't think I have enough. He should just pass. Why would he do anything? Okay, get the Power Plant. Crack the Star. I barely have enough mana to even crack the map. That's only putting me up to 8. Actually, if he does equip, that buys me a turn. Because it's 1 less body. That's crazy. The fact that he's equipping here actually is the difference between him winning and losing. Okay, I untap. I play the Power Plant. I have to make green, so I'm just going to do that now. I make green. Draws me a card. I play this guy. Oops. I play the map. I sack the map, go to 8. This is crazy. The fact that he equipped means that we get to live another turn. I don't know what I'm getting with this. I guess I'm getting... I mean, even if I get Haunted Fengraph, I don't think that actually does it. It's the only thing to get, though. We have the Grotto. Now we preordain. And there's another Fangren Marauder. So the assumption is he's going to attack us down to 1. We trade with the Enforcer, which means we go back up to 6. And then we play another Marauder. We can't keep both. Yeah, I guess that's the assumption, and then somehow that wins us the game. Yep. So is he just going to go up in the air? Oh, he's going to make a 6/6. So I have to chump block. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I have no other choice, right? Because this goes on the stack. Oh boy. Well, I didn't think about that. There's an Ulamog's Crusher. But I'm at 2. I'm likely dead here. I don't think there's anything I can do. So I should probably just concede. But I'm going to give him the chance to miss his attack step or something. He's going to equip again. Sure. Yeah, so we got pretty obliterated that game. It's looking like we may need more Sun Lances. He's got Somber Hover Guards, so we really want to deal with that. Even Righteous Blow would be okay. I think we have to leave it like this. Being on the play will help. But, I mean, we got to be able to keep up, that's for sure. I don't think that hand was a mulligan, so I don't think it was really, an issue of that. He just had so many threats. We'll definitely play first. The tempo is really important. Again, stuck with these weirdo hands. I think we got to keep this one, though. I don't think it's getting any better for us. So he went to 6. He kept 6. And he topped. So he's going to be in gear. I'm really hoping for a Prophetic Prism. We may have to just get an island or a Shimmering Grotto. Good start for him. Yeah, looking like we're going to have to get one of the two. Probably an island, maybe a grotto. There's a Thought Cast. That's pretty good for us. Means he's not quite there. Yeah, sadly, I think I have to get the grotto. So now we have to preordain. We're doing okay, though. There's a journey and a map. We want both. So now I think we're in great shape. Well, not great shape, but we're in good shape. There's a pretty non-threatening Flare Husk. There's a second one. And here's a creature we are going to kill, which is the Carapace Forger. Alright, so this game's looking much better. So we just get the mine and we journey the Forger. Urza's mine. Make a journey to nowhere. Next turn we can make Fangren Marauder. We might not even have to. We may be able to just go Mole Drifter into some other stuff. Or, jeez. Okay, it looks like we're probably just going to have to journey again or do something. The lack of color is really what's killing us here. Okay, so now we're actually going to journey and Sunlance. Or something like that. We could also journey and Mole Drifter, which I kind of like. Or can I journey and No, we can Journey and Muldrifter. I'm fine with that. Even though I think he's going to kill it. We end up taking 5, which is not the worst. Okay. I'm liking this. We're not out of the woods, but we're definitely seeing some light towards the end of the trees here. Yeah, he's just going to Gout Blast my guy. I go to 13. Then I think... Oh, what did he just do? Ray of Revelation? Holy hell. Okay. This guy's pulling out all the stops here. Wow, this is crazy. Okay. Mana. How much mana do I have next turn? 5, 6, 8, 10, 12? Wow, this is nuts. Okay, he's hellbent though. I'm taking 1,000,000 damage. Ah! Wow, this is nuts. He can only ray one thing. So I can play 2 of these bad boys. He can double equip. Alright. Can I play 2 of these bad boys? Play Urza's Mine. 4, 8, 11, 12, but the grotto costs an extra. So I can't play 2 Marauders. I can O-Ring and Marauder. I can Crusher and O-Ring. I think I have to play the Marauder. He's going to blow up the Journey. Wow, this sucks. I mean, I could Sunlance. We got to get rid of the flyer, I think. That Ray of Revelation is something else. I could O-Ring the Flare Husk, meaning he can only... No. Well, he can only equip the Forger once. This is insane. It's got to be Marauder over anything else. And if I O-Ring the Flare Husk and he kills the... Maybe I have to kill the Hover Guard. I chump the Forger. Maybe that's what I have to do. Why don't you just make the Ulamog's Crusher then? Maybe I have to make the Ulamog's Crusher. My logic there is that it stops him from doing any stars or whatever. So... But I don't want to have to chump block. So I guess I Sunlance and then make the Crusher. He blows this up. I'm taking like 6. Yeah, let's just do it. The Crusher has to attack after that, but... I'm probably missing something, but... We're just going to try this. I'm a mana short of getting to do 3 things, which really sucks. I can also O-Ring, but... This just seems better. Gum up the ground. Hope to draw some kind of artifact. He didn't use the Ray of Revelation. Amazing. Okay. That really saved us. Really saved us. He's playing another one. That's really good for us. And he's not equipping anything. So now we're going to gain like 1,000,000 life because he has to sack some artifacts. I guess he could sack the germ tokens. I think I just played both of these. I mean, we're not dead next turn, so I think eventually he's got to sack some artifacts. Oh my lord, I think we just barely eked our way out of this. Like, he could sack both the tokens. Then he has to take 8. And then he has to kill me next turn, which I don't think he can do. I guess he could Ray of Revelation. Yeah, I mean, we could still lose this. What did he say? Question mark. Okay. Ulamog's Crusher has to attack. Oh, did I just... Wait a second. Okay, that's on the stack. I thought something was getting triggered. I didn't understand how that was happening. So he has to attack. He has to sack some stuff. I think it's just the germ tokens. Yep. Then he has to take this. Then he somehow has to get me next turn, but he only has Springleaf Drum in play. So he'd have to draw Thoughtcast. He has to draw Thoughtcast into Galv Blast with Great Furnace. I think he's done. I think we win this game. Sure. Yep, I can just double block that if he double equips. Yeah, this game's over. I just block both of these two, which I'm fine with. I gain 10. We have an O-ring. Yeah, this game is way over. Pretty close, though, considering we're playing a bunch of Fangren Marauders and stuff. This F6, actually. So that's 4 triggers. That's absolutely disgusting. I mean, I don't need to O-ring his guy, so I'm not going to. I think if he draws in a Tog, I'm going to want to O-ring that, because that's the only thing that can stand in the way of Ulamog's Crusher. So I'll just have 6. And he concedes, so we actually break even in terms of play points. We get the return on our investment, and we go 3-2 in this Pauper League. So not a stellar record, but a decent record here. We ended up losing to Dimir Teachings, which I think is a bad matchup, and then Goblins, a close matchup, though we are slightly slower. I definitely think we can improve that matchup by playing things like Holy Light, which basically makes up for a lot of lost tempo. My overall verdict on this deck, I think the jury is still out. I don't think we really missed Rolling Thunder at all. I didn't feel like there was a spot where I really wanted it over some of these things. I mean, this was pretty brutal, getting hit with Ray of Revelation and his nut draws, but we were able to pull it out. And we beat the highest profile decks. Goblins is a pretty high profile deck right now, so we didn't beat that. But the highest profile ones, including Affinity, Jeskai, Kuldotha Jeskai, I mean, I guess Goblins is slightly more high profile than Dimir Angler. So, yeah, I think this deck is pretty much there. It's on the cusp and just needs a little more tweaking in order to show some better results. But I'm pretty happy with the results we currently have garnered, and I think it can only get better from here. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But until then, I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in to this installment of Dime. Does it?